the harvest.
Good afternoon, Africa. This is Imene Nouad with the latest news from across the continent and the world. The United Nations Security Council is meeting today to discuss the escalating crisis in Sudan following a request from Algeria and several other nations. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urges an immediate halt to the military escalation after the massacre in a maternity hospital and killing 2,000 people in Al Fasher, North Darfur, executing hospital patients and displacing over 7,400 civilians. Amira Dikhili explains more on the situation.
The United Nations says it is horrified by reports that more than 460 civilians, including patients, were massacred at the Saudi maternity hospital in Al Fasher, Sudan. The attack, carried out by the Rapid Support Forces militia, is part of a series of brutal assaults on civilians and medical workers across Darfur. The World Health Organization has verified 185 attacks on healthcare, killing over 1,200 people since April 2023. As the violence worsens, more than 36,000 residents have fled Al Fasher this week alone. In response, Algeria and 6 other countries have requested a meeting of the UN Security Council in an effort to find a lasting solution to the crisis, amid called by the Sudanese government to designate the Rapid Support Forces as a terrorist organization.
The United Nations Security Council is voting tomorrow on a resolution that could shape the future of Western Sahara. The Sahrawi people are still protesting that the US-backed proposal is concerning as it favors Morocco's 2007 autonomy plan instead of the long-promised referendum on self-determination, whereas the Minsuru mission's mandate is expected to be renewed for 6 months to allow further discussions. In the occupied city of El Aaiún, the Sahrawi Association for Victims of Grave Human Rights and Violations rejects Morocco's claims about the treatment of Sahrawi prisoners, calling it an attempt to cover up inhuman detention conditions, whereas the Sahrawi Observatory for Natural Resources accuses Morocco of exploiting Western Sahara's wealth to legitimize its occupation in clear violation of international law. In Tanzania, police in Dar es Salaam are using live fire and tear gas to disperse post-election protests. Demonstration erupted after opposition leaders were barred from presidential race. Reports indicate that the authorities impose a curfew and restrict internet access, while state media announces President Samia Suluhu Hassan overwhelming victory. Benin's Electoral Commission has confirmed 5 political parties for the upcoming municipal and communal elections set for January 11, 2026. Each party submitted complete candidate lists for the country's 546 district, a key requirement for validation under electoral law. On the economy front, in Somalia, a new 75 million euros development cooperation agreement was signed with Germany to boost national development programs. And in Cote d'Ivoire, the African Development Bank announces a $73 million in funding to strengthen Kenya's higher education in science, technology, and innovation. The African Union Commissioner outlines $30 billion infrastructure investment plan at Luanda summit, prioritizing the single African air transport market modernization. Widad Alawa talks more about this plan, so let's hear it.
In the light of the ongoing Angola's Infrastructure Summit, announced the African Union Commissioner for Infrastructure and Energy, Lerato Matabogi, an aspiring $30 billion investment plan to modernize the continent's aviation infrastructure under the single African air transport market. The plan includes renewable energy, solutions, airports, wide management technologies, and many more. The Commissioner also emphasized aviation's essential role as both an engine of integration of Africa to the world. Aviation is not merely a mode of transport, and the single African air transport market will only succeed if we build a modern infrastructure, Commissioner Matabogi stated. Collaborative efforts have become necessary towards an advanced African economy.
And to conclude in cultural news, Algeria's 28th International Book Fair opens its second day today in Algiers under the theme Books, a Meeting of Cultures. Over 1,200 publishers from 49 countries are participating, with Mauritania honored as a guest of distinction. The event coincides with the celebration of Algeria's 71st Independence Revolution anniversary. And that sums up today's Harvest. Thank you to paying attention to the full list. Stay tuned to Ifriqi FM for more information, and until then, keep enjoying today's programs with Ifriqiya FM, the voice of Africa.